Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. Going out to run a few errands. I decided, most of our merch is available on like Bonfire and Spring through YouTube. But, oops, my mic is stuck to my, hold on, we gotta regroup. I somehow stuck it to the seatbelt, which was not my intention. I was trying to stick it on my purse. There we go. And for some reason this is wonky because somebody messed with it. Anywho, it's fine. Everything's fine. But when I go to an event like a meetup or something, I like to bring some merch with me, and it's a lot easier to go to my local print shop and have some things made with our logo than it is to try to order them off of Bonfire and do it that way. So, because I can get like a different discount at a local print shop than I can if I'm buying several items through Bonfire, even though it's my own stuff. It's just the way it is. So I wanted to get some shirts made to bring with me to the Blue Mountain Lake meetup, so that I have some swag to just have to like give to some other channels and whatever. And I'm not gonna get a lot because it gets pricey quick, but I'm gonna get a few things to hand out. And I've got to drop. I gotta get an anniversary card for Mike because our anniversary is on Sunday. And 19 years of wedded blissfulness or blissful ignorance, one of the two. And then I need to get a couple Mother's Day cards and that kind of stuff. So I gotta run some errands, and I gotta do a little grocery shopping. Gotta do a little bit of that while it's nice out and I can run some errands. This road is so bumpy. I'm so sorry, guys. This thing is supposed to stabilize, and for whatever reason, it decides to swing back and forth. I have it tightened as far as it'll go unless somebody messed with it again, which is possible. I'm not always the one driving my vehicle, so sometimes somebody else gets in here and jacks with my stuff. So, man, I'll tell you what though, it took me a while to figure out these microphones. I thought on the last video I did on 3 Mississippi that came out this last week, I thought that they were working. But I was wrong, and I wondered why. I was like kind of disappointed with them. I was like, man, they don't sound very clear. Did I do something wrong? But like by all accounts, it seemed that they were on, recording, working, transmitting to the phone, doing all the things they should. And I guess I didn't have one setting correct on the receiver, which I didn't realize. And so now I think I've got it figured out. I just don't like the way their instruction thing is online. It's really hard to follow. I feel like it's kind of all over the place. And I'm like, I just want to know what the buttons do. And there was there's a place that shows you what some of the buttons do, but they get into like the really technical stuff first before like the basics of turning it on and pairing it. And like, how is it randomly muted all of a sudden? I don't know. And I had to kind of play around with it until I figured out how to unmute the microphone. Because that would drive me crazy. Like if it's accidentally like a button gets hit and it mutes it and you record a whole thing and don't realize that you've muted yourself the whole time, that's a deal breaker for me. That's a problem. And I know some of the things are like it has like safety turn on and turn off, which is cool. So you're not like wasting your battery if you're like filming something where you need it for a long period of time for one thing. I get it. But whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna let the semi-truck go, even though I don't really want to be behind the semi-truck. I don't feel like jumping out in front of it. So I'm gonna wait and be patient, because that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So, anywho. Yeah, Mike, last night, if you missed it on the live on Wednesday, I actually mentioned it. You guys know that the chicken plucker, the cord got ripped out by Kenny by accident. It clipped the edge of the cord, which is really weird because I had the cord like tucked up with a piece of wood over it to keep any critters and moisture out. And so something must have happened where that got moved and I didn't realize it, for him to get to the cord to be able to rip it out with the bucket. I don't know. But yesterday he was able to get the cord fixed and get it up and running and working safely. So Friday, as you're seeing this today right now, I am processing birds. I know it doesn't look like I am right now, but into the future we go. I am processing some Cornish by myself, which I've done that before by myself. The biggest pain for me when I'm processing by myself is, especially right now, because they are way out there in the pasture and I have not been able to spin them around basically and bring them back up to the top like I wanted to, because a few times it got stuck and I used the side-by-side and the rhino strap to get it unstuck when I was by myself. And at one point, one of the beams it messed the integrity of the beam up. And so it kind of cracked and one other piece kind of came a little loose. So I'm like, I can't risk pulling it again with that because it'll just snappy poo. So I kind of muscled it along and turned it a little bit. And then what I did was just kind of heaved it. And that I got it moved and turned a little bit, but I definitely didn't get it like back up the hill. So I'm gonna have to take the side-by-side down, catch a carrier full of birds, and then bring them back up so that I can get through that batch of 10. And then, I'm hoping I can do like 20 birds tomorrow. And I think if I get an early start, which I should be able to, because once I do morning chores, and I'm probably going to set everything up tonight. It's not set up yet, but like I've already done it once this season. So like everything's kind of together because I knew I was going to be doing more birds. So I just need to like reset stuff up, and I do need to get ice so that I can have the ice bath. So I do need to get ice before I head home this afternoon. And today I don't have to pick up Frank from anything from school. She's actually taking the bus home today, which is really nice when I don't have to run into town for, at a certain time to pick her up, because usually the time she needs to get picked up, if I have to run any errands in town, I have to do them like an hour or two before because everything's closed. And so sometimes I end up having to make 2 trips into town at kind of an inconvenient time. It's like always during dinner time. So I always have to kind of plan what I'm cooking for them ahead of time and have it ready, because we don't end up eating dinner together. Like on the weekends we do, but during the week with everybody's schedules, it is very rare that we'll have a night where I can cook and we can all eat at the same time, especially during this time of year when the daylight hours are longer, because Mike wants to be outside. Like last night he was mowing until like 9 o'clock at night. He came in. So because it was cooler, the mower has lights on it, so he was like, let's go. And it needed it. And he had the time, So, but it's harder for him to do stuff like in the morning or during the day because of work. So in the evening it works out. But then that means, about the time he was rolling in, I was like, I'm going to bed. It's my bedtime. I got to get up early. So that's kind of how it works. So I'll see him again in the fall when the time changes again. That's kind of how that works. We'll sometimes get to hang out in the evening on a weekend, but Sundays I have to get up early still. A lot of times Saturdays we have to get up early still, because when you have animals, like the most I can usually sleep until is like maybe 7, and usually then I can hear like people are getting mad outside at me. The animals are getting mad. I can hear them. The natives are restless by that time. They're like, Mama, where's my food? So it's fine. I don't mind getting up early. The house is quiet. I can have my coffee in peace. Nobody's asking me 100 questions. And on the rare occasion that Mike, like especially if he happens to have gone to bed early and decides to get up at like 5 a.m. or something, or I'm like, why are you up and trying to talk to me? That's gross and weird, and I don't enjoy. It's just not something I'm a fan of. But I'm not sure why we've just stopped on the highway here, behind this truck. I don't know what's going on. That was weird. This truck is turning down an area where it's not supposed to be turning on the trace, and it just stopped in front of me, and then there was another semi coming up behind me. I was almost a semi sandwich. I was like, there was nowhere for me to go. I mean, I could have gone off in the embankment. I was watching the big semi behind me, but everybody lived. It's fine. Nobody died. Nobody broke rule number 1. So tomorrow, big day for me. Get those birds processed. I'm not going to be filming it, guys. We've already done one processing Cornish cross birds thing this season. I might film a couple quick clips just to clip into, you know, this week's video or whatever, just like proof that I did it. But we are going to be working on that area that's going to be receiving the gravel. We should be getting 2 different loads of it, one on Monday and one on Wednesday if everything goes according to plan for the Wednesday one. He's already ordered the one for Monday, so that's definitely coming Monday. So we do have a few final things that we need to kind of clean up on the edges in order for it to be ready to have the gravel put down. So that's exciting because that's one thing we can check off the list. But it means Saturday we've got to be working on that, and then we're going to go out to dinner on Saturday evening for our anniversary. And then Sunday will just be a, you know, kind of normal day. You know, Frankie's got youth that night. We've got church in the morning, and, you know, it's just going to be kind of a normal Sunday. We'll probably end up working on a farm. It's not like it's a big anniversary in the sense that, like, it's not our 20-year. While we've been together over 20 years, you know, this is only 19 years of marriage. Not only, I should say. It's 19 years of marriage. It's still a big deal. I mean, last year felt like a big deal because 18 years we were like, oh, our marriage is old enough to vote and like buy a lottery ticket, you know. So, but this year it's like, oh, it's 19. 19 is kind of a weird year, but 20 is kind of a big deal. 21, our marriage can drink. It'll be legal. You know, and then I guess the big one after that would be 25, you know. And then after that, I think people stop caring. I don't know. But I don't even know, like, we don't usually get each other gifts for our anniversary. We usually do cards and go out. Sometimes we'll go on a trip, but we usually get each other cards and then go out. So just out of curiosity, what is the 19th wedding anniversary gift? Like, you know how like I think the first year is like paper, you know what I mean? I don't know what 19 is, because it would be kind of funny to get him like if it's wood, for example, like get him a little piece of wood, like off of something like a scrap laying in the yard or something. I don't know. I would find that amusing more so than he would, but that's me. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go because I got errands to run. I'm going to go order me some t-shirts in here with Autumn at the Houston printing shop, and get that done, and then head out to go run the rest of my errands. So I hope you all have a very blessed day. I hope no one comes after me for wearing red lipstick today, because it seems like on the rare occasions that I do decide to wear red lipstick, I get roasted for whatever reason. Like, I don't know. But other people wear it, nobody says a word. I can't figure it out. Anyway, y'all, I hope you have a blessed day, and as always, safety's off.